Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the cowboy hat was designed to protect working cattlemen as they toiled all day long under that hot western sun. Now, this style of hat, as we know it, evolved over time into a fashion statement, which is exactly what I'm doing right now, right? Making a statement?
Right.
Love it.
Go Avalanche.
Yeah, there we go. Go Avalanche, exactly. No one knows hats better than third-generation hat shaper Parker Thomas. Parker, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, this is so awesome for us. So you're taking Western style hats and turning it into a whole new fashion statement, into art, really. How did you get into hat shaping?
Well, yeah, I grew up in Colorado. My dad and grandpa, they're from Texas.
Nice.
They rode bulls and broncos and stuff like that. Worked in a Western store called the Cowboy.
Yep.
And then I was in college, got done playing football. And my dad said, come see what I do. Yeah. So I went to a rodeo, saw him shaping hats, and it was the coolest thing I've ever seen. And I had more of a fashion style, though. A lot of flat brims. The rapper Future was wearing a black flat brim.
Yep.
So I immediately made one and showed all my friends, and they wanted one. So
wow, that's amazing. Cool. And we were talking about that earlier, how, especially in Colorado, it seems like the flat-brimmed hat is kind of more the style here. You guys have been taking this into an art form, as I'm looking around here at all these incredible hats. How do you make that more of an art form, especially for you versus your dad versus your grandpa? Yeah,
I think with social media is huge, and shows like Yellowstone, where people are wearing hats a lot more. You see them in commercials and stuff like that, and you can design it to be, live in the city as a lifestyle hat, or you go out to the ranch and wear one and look like a cowboy. Or, my dad's company, the Cow Lot, they have some real ranchers come by, and I can work with both, both styles or both markets.
Yeah, that's great. I feel like a cowgirl right now, guys. And you've brought some of your tools with you. Can you show us how shaping works?
Yeah, so it's straw season, so I got a straw hat here. It starts open crown with a wide brim. Some hats have like a 5-inch brim, or 4.5, 4 1/4.
Yeah.
The felt hats you can actually trim down if you want it to be like a fedora style, super low. But then you take the steamer, you'll get it nice and hot at the area you wanted to shape the hat at.
Sure.
So straw hats, it's kind of nice. You can actually put it over the steamer. Get it nice and hot. It's always the most important to get this straight line. Usually I line people's nose up on their head if it's in person.
Oh,
but
that's
online we do really well too. We have like a perfect fit guide to get their head shape and pick out the crown shape and the brim shape. I'll just put a little cattleman crease in it. It's like classic cowboy hat style.
Awesome, okay, love that.
Yeah, and it takes about 20-30 minutes usually to get it right.
Okay.
Never get it right the first time. You always got to mess around with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
So it's
yes.
fun. Yeah, you just take
and that's where you can kind of pinch it when you grab it, right?
So you can do it. This is called a pencil curl on this hat that I have.
Okay.
So there's different styles, different shapes for everybody.
Wow, very cool. Well, I know that a lot of the people at home are probably wondering where they can find you. Where can we find you guys at the Cow Lot?
The Cow Lot is in Wheat Ridge, Colorado, actually where I grew up. It's right off I-70 in Kipling, behind Target in the warehouse area. It's kind of a speakeasy vibe, but you can fit all your trucks there. It's nice. And once you walk in, you just feel like you're in a Western ranch.
Okay.
Fancy vibe.
I love that. Okay, so you just corrected me, which I'm so happy about. When we were sitting over in the couch area, guys, I put my hat down flat, and you need to put it down on top, right?
Yeah,
correct?
you can let the look pour in, or it's just easier to keep the shape of the hat.
Oh, got it. So how else do we keep the shape of the hat? How can we preserve that
So
shape?
if you do, a lot of hats, when I first started learning, I was cleaning and reshaping hats.
Okay.
So, the more you wear it, the more you'll beat it up and stuff. But we sell high quality hats, so it's meant to last longer.
Excellent. Okay, great. I have to ask you too before I let you go, Parker. Why are you so passionate about what you do?
I love my family. My dad's my hero. My grandpa's like my idol. So I love working with those guys, and I've learned so much through them outside of the business, getting to hang out with them, and hopefully I can have a son and a grandson that want to do it too.
Oh my goodness, well, Parker, you just made everybody's heart melt. Thank you so much. Follow Parker on Instagram at Hats by Parker Thomas. You can order your custom hat, you guys, too. You can also visit him at his store. That's the Cow Lot. Find them online at thecowlot.com. And stick around, because later in the show, we're catching up with all 3 generations of hat shapers. You guys, you just heard Parker talk about how much he admires his father and grandfather. Meet them right here on Coco in just a bit. Well, we're back with the gang from the Cow Lot, and of course we've met incredible Parker here, but we wanted to meet his dad and grandpa because we have 3 generations of hat shapers right here with us. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Of course, yes. Okay, Dewey, Grandpa, we want to start with you here. How old were you when you joined the Cow Lot?
22 years old.
Wow. And you joined it because it was one of your best friend's companies, is that right?
Yeah, Nat Fleming that owned the Cow Lot was rodeo announcer. I was rodeoing, and back then it was kind of a family group. All the cowboys, the stock producers, the announcer, and everybody stayed at the same place, all met, drank together, whatever.
I love that. Oh, that's so great. So how does it feel now that it's a family affair?
Well, kind of great.
Yeah. Are you pretty proud of your son and grandson?
I'm very proud of them.
Yeah. What has been the most fun when you're watching them do the hat work?
Them getting it right.
I love that. Well, they're obviously
and not messing it up.
Not messing it up. Yeah. Well, they're obviously doing a great job there. I want to come to you, Glenn. You know, this is such a great, obviously, opportunity for the family here. What made you want to get into the business and follow in your dad's footsteps?
Well, when Dewey went to work, or my dad went to work at the Cow Lot, I was in the oven. I was born the year he went to work there. And so I grew up in the store, and it was such an awesome, awesome place to be. All those North Texas cowboys were all the cowboys you see in the movie Lonesome Dove. The guy that wrote that grew up 35 miles away from us, and he used to come in the store, Larry McMurtry. So we had these bigger-than-life cowboys in there, and I grew up in it, and it was just such a wonderful place to work. I moved away, went to college, got carried away in another career, and then came back and found out that Nat Fleming, who's like a grandfather to me, had retired the store, which was sad to me because I really wanted to see it continue on. I mean, that's something, that culture and heritage you just want to see move forward.
Yeah.
And I saw an opportunity to start a traveling hat business with my wife, and we went to rodeos and horse shows, and then COVID drove us in, and we opened up our internet business, which has grown huge. We've become a destination in Denver. People are coming from all over the country.
Yeah.
And from there, people started wanting to come in, so we opened up a store, and it just has grown and grown and grown. It's taken its life of its own. And then to have Parker get interested in it is just unbelievable. And that wasn't a part of the vision at all. It was just to keep that cowboy hat creasing alive, shaping.
Sure.
That's so important. And now that Parker's in it, it's just incredible. So now we have a 3rd generation.
Amazing. Oh my goodness. And Parker, you know, if you guys were watching earlier, we heard Parker's story and how he got into it. I have to say, he's a buff, you guys.
Yeah,
so
go Buffs.
Yeah, exactly. We heard he was a football player, but now we know he's a buff, so he's super awesome. But we have to talk about with you, Parker, too. What's it like working with your family?
It's awesome. I mean, we go to the NFR. We just went to the NFR. It's the National Finals Rodeo, and we were all working together. And it's like line after line of people. So I'm in between my dad and my grandpa. We got 2 steamers. And, you know, afterwards, it's like, what happened? And then we do it the next day and go from there. And it's awesome. I love doing it.
That is so cool. Well, you guys, I'm so happy to have you all here. I have to ask you, too, before I let you go. Is there a difference when you're steaming a straw hat versus a felt hat?
Yeah, definitely. It's a little bit harder on straw, actually, because the creases can show up more in them. So you want to get it right the first way. And it's harder to reshape. So you can really crack and break a straw easier than a felt.
All right. Hey, gentlemen, thank you all so much for being here. We're so happy to have you here. You guys, we've learned so much. You can follow Parker and the whole team on Instagram. That's Hats by Parker Thomas. You can order your custom hat too, and you can also visit them at their store, The Cow Lot. Find them online at thecowlot.com.